Welcome back. Most ethical light and love crew. Fakers are becoming better fakers, but at the same time, that means that the discernment within me is coming so much better. I'm improving. Good morning, good morning. Let me fix my hair. I've got that, like, Texan tease right here. The beginnings of it. I am an initiate of the do, of how they do. Anyway, never been to Texas, though, to my recollection, in this life, in this body bag. I have been wasting, I've been taking on too much sleep. I don't know how to read that at this time, but I'm not going to overthink it. I just know that I need to be aware of certain energies bullshitting their way to, to manipulate my atmosphere. Like, okay, yesterday I had a customer come in. She acted like we went way back. Never seen her before, whatever. But she particularly targeted me. And guess what she told me about, like, her personal life, about how she was a little worried about having surgery for her glaucoma or whatever. And that was, in combination with showing me, like, her adventures, or not her adventures, but her trip to the local pound and to pick up, like, she wanted to get a cat. But in order for her to do that, in order for her to share, she had to show me on her phone and get in close proximity to me, which was very reminiscent of the bullshitter that I last talked to you about, that he, the one that doesn't really take care of himself, and everybody knows he's a bullshitter, therefore loses his potency within his rep. He's just like, rendered impotent. So, like, he's just a filler right now, I think, within the atmosphere. So, how do I say it? Angels of light and love, I welcome you into direction and protect these messages, my chakras, my auras, my space, my work, and that of our children's. So, I mean, the wonderful thing, backtracking on the previous reading, which I have not posted, I have not migrated yet, because since I took a few days off, the playlist is like, I have to scroll through it. That's how crazy it is. Just like the titles of them, the write-up of it. And I'm like, I can't, I'm not going to do it. There's only so many characters that are allowed in the field of the description box. So I can't, no. So that's what's taking me some time. And usually I find that as a sense of, like, accomplishment once I, like, do those transitions. But I think this is a good way of clarifying what's important and what's not. And so, like, as my group expands, my circles expand, I have to prioritize the information, what's necessary and what's not. And so that's helping me in the end become better. But backtracking to, all of this, okay, the layout, and then I'll backtrack even further back to the story. But how this pertains to it is, looking at this on the previous read, a lot of the cards, including the Empress, the Two of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Strength card, all of them that are facing here are even, like, sideways sitting over here on the Ten of Wands. Everyone, like, all of the feminines are sitting. So, this is, all of this. It's dominantly showing a sitting position. So it's kind of like staying put for a little bit, as far as, like, not going over the top. So me, like, having these sleeping spells, are in a way good, because it gives me the necessary rest and the dream state that I need to tap into my subconscious, and work with my guards, I guess, and my guides, on a very intimate basis. Very much, I wouldn't say uninterrupted, but not deterred from path, because they and I have more pull, when it comes to that realm. So anyone that trespasses there, oh, for sure, shit's gonna go down. So anyway, backtracking further, back to the story about how this lady, came up to me. It was very, it was all too, like, instantaneous. It was, how do I say it? I can't quite call it a coincidence or synchronicity. I would say it's much more of like a fulfillment of an agenda. You can tell the huge difference, about how that was organized, how that was planned. Like, oh, I can get to her, I can work my way in. People are like so too confident about their bullshitting ways. So anyway, I noticed that yesterday. And I captured it more in hindsight, about the intent, especially when I really got to like put that glove back on. I noticed, how I just, how do I say it? When she said glaucoma or like whatever it was, that was all too, synchronistic, a veil like came over me. It was just like, it was like womp 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 womp, peanuts, right? And so this veil washed like between us, and all I heard was like, it just felt like bullshit. So I don't know how my guides did this, but there's a ward on me, and within my auras. I love it. So whether people are doing this, trying to tap into my subconscious state, or like they don't even have to be in close proximity physically to me. It's just like it could be also on here, online, or whatever. So thank you, teams. You're awesome. I have to thank my higher self too, Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So, Positive Affirmations Monday is going to flow into today. Ooh. I haven't used this deck in a while. Boo! Alrighty. So, Spirit. First positive affirmation. What do you want to say to me? Yeah, so I wrote a list, and I need to work on that. There are certain things that can be done, and I'm gonna do them. So rather than like going back to bed and like giving into that, I'm decided, there's some things that can chill be done, and I'm gonna fucking do them, okay? Because I'm Tina, and I'm a badass, and so I'm gonna get it done. And I started feeling guilty because I'm like, people are kind of counting on me and kind of rooting on me, betting on me, and at the same time, that's like in the background. So I don't know if guilt is a word, but I was just feeling like, come on, Tina, you can do more than this. What's holding you back? What is going on that's like, I don't know. Seriously. Five of Wands in reverse. Okay, so I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to resist the current state's current. I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. I'll just observe and flow. Okay? Positive affirmations. One. So with 5 sticks, you can actually form a pentagon. Oh, they want me to take this. So what does a pentagon form? Well, it's certainly a certain a round table of decision making for sure. 2 of Wands in reverse, the Lovers in reverse, 3 of Cups in reverse, 2 of Swords, and 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, you know what they're saying? Stop judging based on what things look like. Seriously, like, you see? What this looks like is a shape-shifting form of a gazelle. So they rely on their instincts and their ability to feel out their environment. So gazelle is a spirit animal here within the transitions. So we're on this bench, like this building block bench, okay? There's not much in sight except another 2 of Swords or birds in the further part of the atmosphere. Foreboding a mountain or a large scale of, highlands. I don't know why I'm supposed to say it like that, but I am. I don't know. Maybe somebody remembers that show Highlander, TV show. Anyway, there's this school. I don't know how many schools have this, but there's like benches that are like literally like cement blocks. So it's about being schooled, okay, within the transitions of higher learning. This is basically like high school, like, how do you say it, Spirit? High school, where you get people who are super immature and talk nonsense. And then you have a little bit of your own intellectual nonsense sometimes, where you can get wrapped up in thinking too much about an important topic or thinking about giving too much weight to very minuscule things. And here, what it's trying to tell us is that it's not completely here nor there, but the fact that, there's plans being made under the surface with our secret underground crew that very much celebrate us. But we can't, it's kind of like having to save face with a straight face. They can't quite, there's too many things going on the surface. And so in order not to be suspicious, everybody has to be kind of low key that's within our crew. And that's basically what I do when I really, 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 really like someone, and this is even just by the vibes that I kind of stay away from them, or I don't think it's a protective measure. It's more like I have to gather more information because I don't know, sometimes you're in that boat where you have to question yourself, whether you're falling in love with a certain person, however they identify themselves, because it's been a long time, or you have never felt that sensation before, or how deep you can go into that. So it's and you also know the politics of what's going on the outskirts. So you want to protect those people by not putting them on blast. So that's my natural state of being. There's a lot of things that I put into under scope. So Yeah. So in looking at things, they're saying like don't judge from the surface level, because when you do that, all you're looking at is like, ground, like, how do I say it? You feel like you've reached the top of something, but at the same time, if you're looking at something as physical as the foundations, when you're literally looking at a decision based, when you are literally basing the physical schematics as a firm point of how to go about things. It's, how do I say, it's hard to say it. No, it's not hard to say it. Okay. You can induce fear in yourself, like worry, doubt, etc. Because if you're looking at that, there's like no other foundation except a drop. So it's like people who are afraid of heights, like you're going to look at, how do I say it? Are you going to focus on what you're afraid of? Or are you going to, because there's like a bond connection with that. Or are you going to be in a place that's high, okay, that can be very daring, adventurous, etc., and feel what it feels like to grasp what's just being there. Not like what's down below, what the implications are. But so that's what they're saying here. Because right behind me, like right in front of me, is the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So this is kind of feeling like a sitting duck, but at the same time, the Seven of Pentacles, where you have to kind of wait. It looks like what she's trying to look at is the Ten of Pentacles, the seeds that she planted. And there's so many and they're so abundant. I fucking know that. But at the same time, like, staring at it isn't going to help it grow. So, this is more about being in the vibes of knowing what's not just like ethics, what's right from wrong. That's already embedded. This is about just trusting that everything is right and correct, that I have all the help that I could. And again, she's sitting. Holy smokes. Did I even talk about that part on this connection? Anyway, yeah, just allowing for things to be. Things are transitioning. You see this bottomless cup? It's kind of like in one ear, out the other, but this is more abundant and more in a recipient sense, but allowing for things to flow. So it's like a bottomless cup, continuously flowing. And I've built those relationships. Over time, I've built them. And you see like how the head is kind of like on each person is kind of like drifted out. Some of them I don't even really know. And again, you see the Two of Swords right here with the two birds. Where is it? One in the light and one out. So, definitely, I've built those relationships. I mean, basically I have master number 22 here. The Two Lovers and the Two of Wands. So we're about to start something together. And if you look at things at surface level, they're saying, it's like you're looking for your person to give them the other one so you can strike the match together from both ends. It's like starting fireworks. Like, you go over there, I go over here, we'll start all together, like that. I know that there are plans. Where's my, like, person? Where are my people, etc. And so this is a time of trusting. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So, what's a positive affirmations here, Spirit? I trust that what's meant for the best of me is secured. I trust what's to come for the best of me, best for me, is secured by the most reliable crew, with the inclusion of my higher selves. I can trust in us to execute a common goal, though we come from different sources. I can rest assured that in its most positive sense, that things are not always what they seem. Though, on the same note, I can also trust in my discernment, my intuitive skills to identify the pitfalls of alternate agendas, the ill-intended sources, that position me to trust in only what I see face value. All right, that's good for me. Okay. All right. Another positive affirmation. We got it right here. Oh, the Empress. Whoa. I am the fucking Empress. I am the fucking Empress. I am the fucking Empress. Yeah. All right. I'm good with that. All right. Anything else? Strength in reverse. Okay. So I understand that when going through many transitions, it changes. It morphs who I am, how I am. It even shifts the physical state. And that is a very wonderful thing to go through a metamorphosis. I understand that when I go through these changes, there's also not necessarily growing pains, but a challenge in how do I say it? It challenges me to become stronger. That's all that it is. So again, you can't see. You can't judge by seeing. Like the eyes are covered here. Okay. We've been seeing a Strength card in reversal on repeat, as well as the Empress card in upright. So those are common themes within this phase. Okay. So we got the 3 and the 8, sometimes the 11. So when we count that out, we have Justice or Temperance within combination. And I think looking at it, because I'm only saying that because Strength is either 8 or 11, depending on which deck you use. So the duo within is like supplemental form, especially within the major arcana. It's definitely reiterating trust and having calm and peace within whatever I can do with my cups, balancing things out. This is like the Queen of Cups twofold. The Star card, basically, when we're looking at temperance and justice, looking at each other face to face. So that's just saying that we're very blessed individuals. I mean, that's the underlying, like, reading between the lines, that's what it means. But we've earned those blessings. And so much so that they've been put on, like, to the nth degree. The nth power. Oh, yeah, Six of Cups. Yeah, we build those relationships. Again, here, Justice. Seven of Swords in reverse. And the Knight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, so definitely keeping calm in this. Again, I'm getting, like, Star Wars here. You see? But there's, like, intestines coming out of their face. Like, so no bullshitting. You see? No bullshitting. Okay? No bullshitting. We're just coming in with focused energy on just eliminating any, like, disposing of any ill will, slander, gossip, thievery, deceit, etc. Like, the more we trust in the divine, the more calm we are. We're not, like, moving in haste, okay? There's more clarity and focus because we can trust that what we're doing, like, where we stand is correct. Justice, you see, it's like the freaking poltergeist, like somebody, an old lady walking on the wall, not on the wall, on the ceiling, goodness, ready to come and get you. But, like, there are very many scary things that we encounter in life, okay? Things that are positioned as scary, but we don't have to take it as that energy. You know, when I talked about the Evil Dead, with, the old version, that was more of like a comedic tone to it, but the newer version, oh, that's not so funny. So regardless of what kind of personality we have, we still have to face energies that position themselves as scary. Even if it's like chummy scary, like, oh, I'm your friend, like, ha ha ha, you know, almost like the clown in It. You know the core of who they are outside of what they encase themselves to be. So anyway, Six of Cups is just the identifier of kinship with the universes. And so things are not always what they seem, but I'm being told, with Justice following it, is that it doesn't, how do I say it? Because this energy has its own shadows. So it's like, that's their mentality, is just their shadows. And once you realize and you stand apart from it, you know who your kin are. And even if you don't, Tina, they're disguised there in the background. They're I don't know how this is, but it's while I'm deciding on, like, the Four of Cups that are surrounding me within this avenue, I have the position of Two of Cups here, someone kind of fueling, how do I say it? I don't think it's fueling my shadows, but like, it's like shared shadows. Like, there's love in the outpour of, like, I get what you're saying, Tina. I'm also with you. So it's kind of like Transformers in like a devil's advocate stance, where I also rep, not just, I don't rep just my own, but also others' troubles and shadows. So they're just saying, like, I understand, but it's not like, oh, I understand, and then they walk away. These are people that are watching over us and this is like their inner child. coming forward. Interesting. Okay. So, a positive affirmation in this is that I gain clarity and focus in the trust that I have with the universe. And being that, I'm gifted with a solid team. A team that I can understand, there's dual understanding, basically, within this feet. I don't see her feet. But it's not just comprehension. It's the invested atmosphere that I have with my team. Yeah, it's good. Okay. All right, one more before we have to go. Okay, 3 of Wands accentuated. 2 of Cups accentuated. Look, a freaking pinky promise. Holy smokes, in the Tower. Oh my gosh. See, like, the ships are coming in for me. Okay. Meanwhile, on the extroverted plane to the world, the ships are coming in. So, as things are coming in for me, like, things are happening for me. Yeah, definitely for me. It's loading time for the rest, like the rest of the world, okay? Because there's a pinky promise, like, you see, like freaking 2 of Cups. 2 of Cups is coming in like strong here, so that's kind of like the new, like the segue to the 2 of Cups on the theme that we're talking about with the Strength in reverse and the Empress in upright. This is excellent. And to follow that up with the Tower card accentuated, a lot of shit is going down on the externals. But for me, internally, I'm just doing like some cleanup. Okay? It's kind of like a fire hose, like burst of a lot of things to clean up. But, like, how do I say it? This is also decisions that I have, based on the decisions that I've made, that, like, everything is correct here. There's something alien-like about this because those bricks are floating. They're not just like blasting. They're floating. So, I don't want to say alien. They don't like the word alien. It's just foreign. Extraterrestrial about this. Like, extraordinary about this. Okay. 2 of Cups, 3 of Wands. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because, like, that 3rd wand is further out over here. But it's also showing something about... It's like... It's a landmarker or something where something is planned or it's about to burst. But it's like... something firm on the externals, like on the macrocosm, when I say that. Bottom of the deck, 2 of Pentacles. So this is like a stigmata here. But what they're saying, secretly saying, is that even, especially in my dream state, this is like the Ace of Cups, like being handed over, the Ace of Pentacles or whatever. That's what, like, Spirit does, okay? When we really need, like, some help. And it's more than just help. It's a blessing. But a massive blessing, like direct, like a DM from Spirit. But they're saying that I have bottomless magic. Like the void is in my hands, which I can do many things. Things are already in balance. So trusting that. Like, you can't see it. That's what, again, you are so much more than what you seem, Tina. But there's so much magic in you, within your hands, within your creative force. I keep hearing, like, I can ride my bike with no handlebars. I was driving, doing some errands or something like that, or I don't know why, but that came up. I can ride my bike with no handlebars. Because I was thinking about, like, what would happen if I just, like, gave up and just, like, did, you know, things that I didn't want to do. And that topic has come up where I've talked about it, like, one-to-one with people who I realize are very unsavory, especially within the social media atmosphere. Now, I don't regret it because I know that it was a learning experience. Because as I was talking, I was also in observation mode. Little did I didn't really realize it until later that that's how you know when you're at your, like, worst and people are kind of remaining within a neutral stance. They don't have to be, like, talking shit, but the shit talking is reading between those lines of, like, inaction or just the way they respond. You can tell, especially with the neutrality, that they're a load of bullshit. And so I don't know, that song came up. I can ride my bike with no handlebars. And it's just saying, like, I can do anything. And this is just reiterating that here. Yeah, I can basically destroy, deconstruct, or I can build from the roots. And that is energy that is... And I can build underground organizations, too. With the right players, that are just kind of, like, low-key. Yeah. People who need some adventure. Balance out those chakras. But, definitely. Yep, that's what they're saying. Okay, top of the deck, Ten of Swords. So, I don't know what to say about the Ten of Swords. Like, people want to take me down. Chariot. Oh, yeah, definitely. So this is like spiritual warfare. Yeah, I'm being attacked on the surface. And like keeping me stagnant or whatever. So there is definitely some sleeping spells. And I could feel in my heart chakra someone trying to, like, I could feel it. Like, you know, even when you wear a shield and you get hit, you can still feel it. That's what I'm feeling. So no penetration, but I can still definitely feel someone trying to come at my heart chakra. And they're gonna get it back for sure. Because basically what's happening here is what they're gonna get in the end. That's what they're gonna get. That's what's coming to them. Okay. It's ricochet energy. Yeah, because I'm not going to accept that. Devil card, like, in reversal. I told you. The devil is seen as advocate, too. So, it's going to come right back at them. It's like, psych. Psych. Nine of Wands. Yeah, I told you. Devil is seen as advocate, too. They stand up for me. Because, like, if I was pulling in some bullshit ways, yeah, the devil, like, would not respect me at all, and treat me just like, you know, everybody else. That's, you know, doing wrong. But the devil is also a mentor in just very select ways. So I've earned a certain respect from them because I'm hauling in the biggest bullshitters, the most repetitive bullshitters in all realms. And so the devil's like, oh, I got some work cut out for me. You know? Yeah. Appreciate that. Okay. The Moon card in reverse. So, yeah, there's intentions here for greatness. definitely transitions. So, about getting unstuck. So again, blindfolded again. But something that I should not say anything further about. So I'm going to leave it there. Okay. The star universe. I like it. I like it. Okay. Now it's Bananagrams time with whatever time we have left. Because it's already like, what do you call it? 20% battery. Bananagrams time. Okay, give me a second. Tonk too. Bananagrams. Bananagrams. Yeah. This is a lot. Oh my gosh. Okay. Onean, and then what fell first is E and P. So like lots of physical education here. Oh, I can B. I had an alarm set. Gosh, I have to hurry on out of here, but I got Bone, Bane. I see enable without the L. Oh, I'm being enabled without the losses. RED. Someone's seeing red. I'm hearing red. I mean, yes, it is from the Beatles. REASLERA. So reels, not just films or like snips, film pieces, but also for reels. ENATJRUMHWR. Jane. Oh yeah, I see Mary Jane. Even though there is no Y. So there's no question about it that Mary is here, Mary is present, because we're missing the Y. So strong validation point here. JR, RJ, Shroom. There's something about that. Like somebody's doing shrooms here, but it helps them close out cycles, but not all of the cycles because we're missing one of the O's here. Yeah, and then we're getting someone who's in HR, like a higher field, because we have SHRM again. They don't want to be known because it's a little bit scattered here. A couple of them are snakes because the S is the one that's kind of out of its area. So, yeah, about half of them are snakes. Yeah, I want to say it's actually more than that. Retina, but I don't have the I here. So, some of you might have like retina problem, like get your eyes checked, yeah. Antenna. So it's about the radar too. I see Dwayne. There's so many names here. I like Leanna, Leandra, Deanna, Stan, Stanley, but without the Y. So without a question as well. Paul. Perry, again, without the Y. Art. Yeah, there's a lot of names in here. Gosh, Ron, Ren, Ben, Dan, anyway, so we're gonna do antenna here because my alarm went off, so I gotta do some things. I have to see how to spell it. Okay. I didn't know if it had an E at the end after the A. So antenna. My spiritual antenna. I'm seeing Redbone too. I'm hearing more about it's not just the band, but also Redbone from what's his name? Childish Gambino. Or Danny, no, something Glover. I forget. Sorry. Yeah, but I'm getting Redbone here. Schumer, like Amy Schumer. Also Schlumer. I don't know. Jeer. Chester. Yeah, so definitely there's like the Fool card here. They're saying have some fun too on this journey for reals. You might be juggling, and it doesn't always have to be for show as you're employed, but it's definitely something that's not just expected of you, but also very warranted. Warhol. Andy Warhol, yeah. So we have some artists here. Whale. Again, deep ancestral, I know what that means for me, but on multiple levels, but very much protected with that like ancient whales. Fairs with a PH. %10 battery now. Ear. Something about lending an ear. Yeah, there's oh my gosh, I have so much like deep ancestral elemental help. They can hear me through layered like dimensions. Like they can hear me because time is an illusion. So they can hear me across like portals. Thank you. I'm seeing arrow. So Native American or ancestry here too. A strong support within that realm. Draper, Doctor, Bram, like Bram Stoker's Dracula again. Yeah, I'm 100% sure of that. URPR. Oh my gosh, that's so sweet. They're saying that I'm definitely their PR. That's what's left. That's insane. Rum also here. That's what they're saying. URPR. Thank you. That's excellent. I want to show you. See? That's crazy. I mean, when I had it, it was actually down here, but it was literally just like that. That's freaking crazy. That's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna have to plug in my phone here because it's heating up quite a bit. But isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely? Okay, I think that's it for now. There we go. Okay. So where's my... Oh, there it is. I see it. So now that this reading is officially over, I thank my sponsors and my supporters. All donations provided of light and love in light and love are received and employed accordingly, if not amplified. Thank you for respecting my time, my space, my energy, my work, and that of our children's in advance. Okay. So upon closing all portals, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations with their appropriate karmas due. Assisting with that rollout, that sequence. In light and love. I close all portals. Now.